Finalmente, dopo troppo tempo, si torna qui, dove si è stati bene. No, vabbè, non preoccupatevi, che ci si divertirà. Allora, dire che la UE di Kingdom Hearts della Real Engine è una sofferenza. Non si dice queste cose della Real Engine. Comunque, benvenuti, benvenuti. Benvenuti a tutti in una nuova live, finalmente, dopo quanto tempo? Un po' tanto. Però siamo qui, dai, siamo qui, siamo tranquilli. E si gioca. Ok. Non mi ricordo un cazzo, proprio zero, ragazzi. Ed è un attimo greve la situazione. Che poi, cosa comica, non mi ricordo se si possono prendere i trofei in pulcini. Non so se mi ricordo. Niente. Lasciamo perdere, amici. Non ce la faccio. Allora. Perfetto. Allora. Non mi ricordo più i tasti, amici. C'è un problema incredibile. Ehm. Mm. Sì, esatto, sì, sì, sono in buffering, ma tantissimo anche. Che non mi ricordo più un cazzo, è troppo tempo che non lo gioco, effettivamente. Allora, campione di sangue rapido. Le persone. Noi stiamo facendo delle indagini. La farmacia. La farmacia. Non lo sapremo mai. Ma è settata, sì. Scusi. Ah, non si di qua. Sì. Oddio.
It's locked, all right.
Si parte molto bene con un lock tutto particolare. Ok. Sento un lieve ritardo nei movimenti. E anche nel mio cervello, ma quello è un dettaglio, amici. Dai, fatti sotto, brutto negro. No, aia. Non si fa. Uè. Perché tu sei in buffering? Ma io vivo nel buffering praticamente. Dai, veramente l'ho lisciato? Che è una mela? Occhiolino. Dovete picchiarmi ufficialmente. Ah. Sì, ma sta di qua. Comunque approfitto di che siamo adesso in live. Tu sei, grazie. Approfitto adesso siamo tutti un po' in live per dirvi auguri di buona vigilia, amici. Come state? Tutto dem che non sentivo da un po'. Spero che va tutto abbastanza bene. E questo diamo. c'è un ritardo molto più grave delle altre volte, amici. Ordine di dottor Toreu sì, Toreu. Buona pronuncia, ragazzi. Dottor Toreu Strickland, Pembroke Hospital, lista delle sostanze e degli ingredienti. Lacrimia papaveris, oppio per uso medico, ipoclorito di sodio, fatemelo passare, per manganato di potassio.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
La cocaina è sempre una cosa. Terun, niente. Grazie. Apprezzo. I take that like a compliment. As a compliment. Vabbè, like, siamo lì. A proposito, possiamo approfittare per andare al porto occidentale e approfittare praticamente, così da farci un giretto. Però credo che non sia saggio. Penso che ci andiamo magari più tardi per convenienza. Dove cazzo mi trovo, scusa? Ma è comodissima sta cosa, dovremmo ricordarci. Come ha fatto a morire? Sto usando il paletto, non dovrebbe fare danno. Che palle. Facciamogli il test della cadrega, dai. Scusate. Perché adesso che tutti i run viene in mente solamente Aldo Giovanni in gioco. È colpa tua, Chiara. Ma quello è un... è Oswald. Caro Oswald. Vabbè, carissimo.
I cannot enter.
Oh, wait.
Sometimes you act like a real jerk, you know that?
Come on, Ozzy, don't be like that.
What, like what? Like someone who felt betrayed by the man he loves? Did you ever even try to find me? Rescue me?
No, it's not like that. I wanted to. I was so afraid to leave the hospital, not to be seen with you.
We survived this shit together. That's all that matters. I know you did your best.
Non potete vedere la mia espressione adesso, ma wow!
Fuck the wall, right? And fuck them all.
Cioè, ma perché questa cosa non l'abbiamo vista nella scorsa run? Perché non l'abbiamo mai vista, ovvio che non te la ricordavi. Wow! Che cosa cute! Au! Perché? Gioco? Sì, va, è uscito, eccetera. Wow! No, dai, siete stronzi però. Adesso facciamo gli ingiuci. Cosa in napoletano per dire spettacoliamo.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway.
Wow!
Enough, sir.
Donne personali.
What caused your
Facciamo gli stronzi, dai.
happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. Couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh.
No.
Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Non ho visto Jojo.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
Well, if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, never thought I'd love a man.
Newton non accetta la sua omosessualità, ma perché? È una cosa normale.
Enjoy your love.
Esatto.
And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love them.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
Quando finisci in prigione. Non è bello.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him?
E ricordiamoci per tutte le persone che ascoltano e che sono depensanti, l'omosessualità non è una malattia, mi raccomando. Perché ci sono persone che lo dicono e sono veramente tristi, ignobili. E mi viene solamente da ridere perché c'è un alto livello di ignoranza per dire una cosa del genere. Infatti. Qui viene quindi considerata come malattia, ricordiamoci. Infatti stiamo anche specificando il momento.
Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we're in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I fought in France too. I served as a field surgeon. But it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
Sì, vabbè, ma non ti fare figo, Twice. Stai calmissimo, però.
Since the war.
Devi farlo sprocco. Io ho difeso da 2 volte, ma stiamo calmi, va benissimo. Immagino lui col mitra. Ah, figlio di puttana! Figo però.
Even seeing one, they turn me. Just wanna run.
Vabbè, abbiamo capito perché.
It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
Ok, abbiamo sbloccato qualche altra domanda? No. Ok. Andiamo a rompere il cazzo ad Oswald, perché dovrebbe darci altri indizi. Su Twice.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Allora, mica un botto di domande possiamo fare. Ma abbiamo fatto le domande a questo qua? No, Cristo, ok.
Newton is conflicted about his feelings towards you. Would you like to talk about it, Oswald?
It makes me sad and angry. It feels like the beautiful thing we have is somehow tainted. It hurts to see him so lost.
His love for you is genuine. I'm certain he wasn't lying to me when he expressed his feelings for you.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck them all.
Ecco. Allora questa cosa di questo gioco è fatta alla perfezione, ragazzi. Porca troia.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Oh.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
Vabbè, ma...
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
Oh, che palle! È stato sepolto. La sua infanzia. Io so che se sbaglio, perdo l'indizio. Io ci provo.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during the shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Minchia, che
Go
culo
on,
di
please.
merda, ragazzi.
me more.
Che culo di merda.
And I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
Ah. 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 Amici. Allora, cosa è successo? Ci ha appena detto che lui è stato seppellito vivo da un bombardamento durante la guerra. Viene anche riassunto qui. Molto brutta come situazione.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, and days like months. The terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
In che senso?
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you
Mangiare?
have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive, just for a few more days. I thought about killing you. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
Vabbè, ma è sopravvivenza, dai, cioè non
What
ti
you
fa questi
endured was
problemi.
terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care
Devo
of
fare
yourself.
no, aspetta, devo fare un'altra domanda.
Good evening.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Devo sempre andare cauto, sta roba come indizio richiesto. Ah, è vero. C'è un botto di roba
Why
ancora
were
da
you
fare.
locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Vabbè, non... Ah, ok, perfetto. Abbiamo totali... Tutti gli indizi
Why did you
abbiamo.
run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Immagino.
Oswald,
Cerchiamo di
why did you
convincerlo.
not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Cioè, non è che... Che gli vuoi di? Non gli puoi dire che c'ha torto, regà, cioè... Ma non c'è manco ragione, è quello il punto,
Do you need medical attention?
Cioè, abbiamo
Don't get me
il
wrong,
coso
sir.
per il mal di
I'm
testa?
grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
No, ho sbagliato. Vediamo
I
se-
will see you later.
Vabbè,
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
avranno inventato il preservativo in quest'epoca? Cazzo, penso di sì. Cioè, spero di sì. Non credo.
Hello again, Mr.
Boh,
Black.
spero.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Potrebbe essere un problema qui.
Doing
adesso.
your rounds as usual.
Ma tanto penso che siano entrambi abbastanza sani.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see? Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
Vabbè, naturalmente.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me.
Ah, ok.
Surviving it again gave me strength.
Minchia però.
You believe that?
Minchia che ansia, ragazzi.
Goodbye,
Cioè,
Mr.
rendete
Black.
conto.
Take
Ci
care of
esistono
yourself.
già da prima del Medioevo. Oh, che bello. Vedi? Era Oswald? Sì, era Oswald. Vabbè, buono però. Cioè, voglio dire, non è che mi entusiasti. Però era qualcosa, no? È successo, John
My
Bordello.
sincere condolences for your loss.
Your kindness is much appreciated, my lady.
Is there anything you require?
Are we condemned to attend the funerals of all we love?
Sì?
Dying is the final act of life, Jonathan. Present company excluded. Accepted.
Scusa. Che non fossero sicuri. Abbastanza.
As a practitioner of the medical sciences, I'm prepared for the death of loved ones. But mourning in the shadows, deprived of sharing one's grief.
We are no longer a part of the circle of life and death. We are undead, my friend. And so we are outcasts.
We are
I
outsider.
don't know what to expect. Am I cursed to an eternity of solitude?
With time, we Ekon tend to go into isolation. If we survive long enough, that is.
Chissà poi per quale motivo.
I spied my mother at the funeral. Have you ever revealed yourself to a member of your family?
No, Jonathan. And I'd advise you even from thinking about it.
But what if I was close to
Per ovvie
someone
ragioni poi.
and wished to tell them the truth?
Fear, loathing, disgust. And then they will plead to be turned. They will see it as salvation. Then there's the risk of gaining the attention of vampire hunters.
Cosa dici, Jonathan?
Are we then condemned to lie to those we love?
We are creatures of deception, my friend. But this is more for their sake than ours.
Vabbè.
Goodbye, my
La
lady.
depressione mi ha già preso. Mostrarsi alla famiglia. No, no, no. Poi lo facciamo però. Shh. Allora, assicuriamo Thelma, prima cosa.
Good evening, Miss Howard.
Che è un'altra
How are you tonight?
side quest.
Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Posso dartelo da un'altra cosa che è meravigliosa, guarda. È un bel filetto di manzo di prima... Scusa.
I have made inquiries
Scusatemi.
about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
Ho
I did not
esagerato.
expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind.
Ma c'è dato il suo sangue tecnicamente, scusa.
Tell me.
Parli dei vampiri. Signorina,
What do
mi
you really
dica, mi
know
esprimi,
about
mi
vampires?
dica
I
tutto,
saw him, he saw
esplichi.
me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes, and it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea
Mettiamogli ancora
what
più ansia
problems
addosso,
your
vai.
claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense now.
No, non era quello che intendo. No!
Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were
Non
here
hai,
before
non
this
hai detto quello
island
che
even
dicevo
had a
io.
name.
Vabbè, fa niente. Per fare ciù. Per
I
fare ciù.
leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Mi sono mutato per fare ciù. Scusate. No. Ah.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
Ah,
Good
side
evening to
quest.
you, Dr. Reed.
Praticamente
Can I be
i
of any
membri. I membri della. Come cazzo si chiamavano? I cacciatori di vampiri di sto gioco. Non mi ricordo il nome, Cristo. Vabbè, comunque si erano informati perché giravano voci su lei che fosse un vampiro per ovvie ragioni. E noi siamo andati a vedere effettivamente se ci avevano dati e ci avevano dati. Però poi alla fine ho detto guarda che a te non te frega perché tanto capiscono che non è vero che sei solo pazza.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
Palliativo,
As long as you
palliativo.
promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound
Thoreau.
presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You
Sì, perché io
perform the
sono
most daring research
scrupoloso,
during the
porco
war.
due.
You have my support, Dr. Strickland. I know exactly what it feels like to battle an unknown disease with only your mind and force of will to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You don't know what that means to me.
Goodbye, Dr.
Vabbè,
Strickland.
affanculo, ciao.
I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
Questo pam.
Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Ackroyd.
Vabbè, no, non denunciamo, no. Acqua tofana, esatto. Brutta cosa questa. Però il gioco mi sta dicendo denuncialo. Ok, no, dai. Mi ha fatto trovare a due passi. No!
Good evening,
Mannaggia.
Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Scusate
Any news about my
l'urlo.
operation?
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
Scusate,
I'll see you later.
ho fatto un urlo di un no.
So tired.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good
Come
evening to you,
brutta?
Dr.
No, come
Reed.
brutta?
Can I be of any help?
Mi dissocio. Damascus, ma brutta. No.
I have managed to improve the mixture
Non mi
by
vedo.
diluting it.
Vabbè.
Have you ever heard
Bella
of Sir
questa
Joseph
schermata.
Francis Olive or the placebo effect?
No, I don't think so.
Vabbè, niente.
Why?
A placebo is a substance or procedure that has no actual physical effect.
You made a placebo of my project. Why?
Research has established that a placebo, as long as the subject believes in the effect, can provoke a positive physiological reaction.
Really? That's fascinating. And you want me to, what, administer the placebo and see what occurs?
Something like that, yes.
Well, I'm a bit surprised, but I trust you, Dr. Reed.
Ecco.
Please take the key to my cabinet and put this placebo there for future use.
Andiamo a svaligiare questo
Goodbye, Dr.
armadietto.
Strickland.
Ecco perché mi diverto. L'ufficio dei dottori, cosa che verrà totalmente zugata proprio via. Capito? Proprio così. Sugata via tutto quanto vi prego. Era un veleno che veniva venduto da Giulia Tofana per ammazzare lentamente i momenti abusivi che prestavano le mogli. Oh, che bello. Mi piace questa cosa qui, dovrebbero aggiungerla
It's locked, all
come
right. At least Strickland can't kill anyone with this
come medicinale.
It's
Diciamo.
locked, all right.
No,
It's
questo è
locked.
zero. Fascicolo medico. Ghostwick. Prendiamo diversi segni di estremo affaticamento. Quindi non sanno effettivamente. Non so donne di usi dolce. Figata. Non è malato di influenza spagnola. Ah, ok, dai. Questa è una buona cosa. Poi c'è un altro fascicolo. Lettera al dottor Swansea. Oh, allora, caro dottor Swansea, nonostante l'urgenza effettiva della situazione sanitaria, devo informarle di un caso recente di negligenza professionale all'interno del Pembroke. L'infermiera Gwyneth Brannigan è stata riconosciuta colpevole di una negligenza professionale incontestabile e quindi colpevole di aver messo in pericolo un paziente. Un'infermiera non dovrebbe mai diagnosticare e prescrivere un farmaco senza informare della propria decisione nemmeno il dottore di riferimento. Vabbè, ma qual è il problema, scusami? Ah, questa per lui dovrebbe essere non sono un'iniziativa personale per quanto nell'interesse di tutti. Non posso dire un'infermiera effettua di anni se decide poi procedere sia consono per non è un attenuante. Sì, ma che figlio di puttana, Croyd. Dubito proprio tanto. Ma nient'altro? Vabbè, andiamo a incontrare Edgar Swansea. Oh no, oh no.
You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile.
Smettila.
You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is
sei nella
sacred ground.
wiki.
Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned.
Allora, se sta scritto sulla wiki che non è gay, tu non puoi fare ste cose. Ok? È brutto, non si fa.
Bad news indeed.
Queste notizie, sti cazzi. Ah, ok, quello di San Paolo, vabbè, ma dopo si fa questo. Lettera di avvertimento. Smettila. Allora, carissimo dottor Swansea, le scrivo per informare delle mie profonde preoccupazioni riguardo il caso del dottor Troro Strickland e Harvey Friedrich. Il signor Friedrich è stato ricoverato in seguito a un grave incidente sul lavoro, potrebbe perdere l'uso del braccio se non riceverà cure adeguate. Il dottor Strickland ritiene che un'operazione chirurgica potrebbe salvare il braccio del paziente, ma è altrettanto vero che una complicazione potrebbe comprometterne la funzionalità. Il nostro giovane collega è un chirurgo intrepido e credo che ma al momento non ha convinto di essere intervento anti-rischio. Devo rinforzare gli errori che ho commesso in passato. Siccome il dottor Strickland si rifiuta di ascoltarmi, consiglio ovviamente di proibirgli. Sì, vabbè, ma ha rotto il cazzo. L'altro ogni cosa. Minchia, Croyd è un rompicoglioni, però, Qualsiasi cosa succede ogni volta. No, Dem, non dagli supporto. Che poi è peggio, non la riprendiamo più. Quindi era un ex dottore, Rakesh. Questo era un dottore. Per sbaglio è stato. No, minchia, immagino l'ansia. Scusa, quale sarebbe il suo lavoro? Becchino? Scusate.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell
Fai
me.
male
Sean
perché noi
Hampton, the man we
fine
thought
run
we'd
faremo i
saved at the
cattivi.
docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Pre-Wen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well.
Crepa boomer,
Since
no.
I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Ok. Allora, diamo priorità a
Sean
una cosa.
Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Vabbè, questa cosa naturalmente. Ah, comunque, la bombe, cioè il vestito, quello lì un pochino più famoso, praticamente si prende tramite DLC. Esatto, è un DLC quel vestito intrigantino. È triste, però vabbè. Ehi, piano. Ok, per il mal di testa. Altra cosa. Posso migliorare il seghetto? No. Posso migliorare il paletto? No. Posso migliorare il mio pene? No. Vabbè. Quello momento mi fa... sì, esatto. Almeno è figo però. No. Allora. Touchpad. Personaggi. Ok. Mal di testa. Stanchezza. Emicrania. Tosse. Aspetta. Ah, un apprezzo. Ah, mal di testa e stanchezza. Abbiamo fatto un mal di testa. Abbiamo già uno stanchezza. Prepariamoci già un raffreddore così nel dubbio. Abbiamo una bellezza di 1700 punti. Non li utilizziamo ancora. Abbiamo un botto di colpi. E adesso aspettiamo. Comunque 10 viti. Beh, stiamo giocando a facile praticamente, però era giusto per rendere la partita un pochino più fast. Una nota. Tue cazzate, Clay. Che cazzo hai fatto? Edwina, ok. Clay Cox. Ah, ok, abbiamo avuto la notizia che è sposato con Edwina Cox. Vabbè, questa cosa era già conosciuta. Adesso, a proposito di Edwina, andremo a parlare con Clay.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
I'm certain you have your reasons. But let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted with.
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Comunque è bello che ogni tanto sento nelle orecchie, dato che sto giocando con le cuffie, tipo un porco... Non so perché, ma lo sento di sottofondo. Mi turba, forse è solo io che lo sento male.
Hey, Doc.
Ma c'è una cicatrice, Cox.
What can you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Marriage is the sweetest cage, they say. Well, I found myself locked in one with a wild animal.
You mean your wife keeps you on your toes?
No, I mean, we both have claws and we both love to bite.
Ah.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off?
I was so mad I threw away the knife she got me when we got married.
Your wife gave
Wow.
you a knife as a wedding present.
That
Io la
knife
prendi
has
nota.
always been my lucky charm. If I'd had it in my hand when I got stabbed on that pier, I'd not have been wounded.
A lucky charm? I never would have taken you as the superstitious type.
We all have our flaws, Doc.
Lo
Mars
siamo
to have
noi
our
due.
weapon of choice when the really dirty
No,
business
Chiara,
comes
no. Allora, ricordati che Divina Cox ha
Do you want
l'amante.
it back?
in. I
Quindi
don't
no.
need it here, but if you'd be kind
Cioè
enough
circa,
to bring it to
comunque.
me, I'd be really grateful.
A grateful Clay Cox. I might just find your knife and bring it back to you to see that happen.
I can give you directions, but I'll be surprised if you manage to find it. My hideout isn't meant to be found easily.
Una quest
I'll leave
secondaria.
you,
Mi piace, finalmente abbiamo anche un'altra cosa da fare. Allora, devo premere il quadrato. Quanto è lontano? 120 metri. Comodo! Ragazzi! Mi sto fomentando. Non per essere volgare, ma ho
It
il pene
seems
duro
the Freewen
duro.
are redoubling their patrols in the district.
Vabbè, ma è
I
normale.
must be more careful.
Mi ha preso con lo schifo. Ma che palle! Che bello. Fa om nom comunque, Jonathan. Om nom nom nom. Scusate. Giuro che faccio meno in ritardato. Cioè, ci provo. Morto dentro. Quarantena. Ah, ok, zona di quarantena, influenza. Ah, è un...
I cannot enter.
I cannot enter. Adesso vorrei andare a trovare il doppiatore di Jonathan su internet o su Instagram e tipo fargli tanti complimenti. Olè. No, perché se li meriterebbe, ragazzi. Il costo della merenda. Voglio un bel pane. Poi ragazzi, stasera ho mangiato come un porco bastardo, ma veramente spettacolare. Vorrei cenare così tutti i giorni della mia vita, ma signori, ma di cosa stiamo parlando, amici? Ma di cosa stiamo parlando? Cioè, porca troia, ragazzi. Ma che spettacolo incredibile. Cioè, ve lo giuro. Salve, lei vuole crepare? Anche lei? Si aggiunge? Va benissimo. Prendi. Olè. Crepato? Cade in acqua? Cade in acqua. Un poster? Beh, inutile. Ma perché poi metterlo qui, mi scusi? Ma, Chiara cara, Dem, dove state commentando su WhatsApp o su YouTube? Se commentate su YouTube mi fate un favore. Quello lì, bello.
This must be Clay Cox's knife.
Bello. Bello.
A fine blade. No wonder he wants it back.
Cioè, ma noi dovremmo davvero ridarglielo? Cioè, ma noi siamo... Mo' prendo appunti, in che senso? Ah, ok. Adesso sono ritardato, perdonami. Quindi deve essere casa di gente, quindi per questo non si può entrare. Che però guarda, hanno curato bene anche gli interni delle case non accessibili. Sono stracontento di sta cosa. No, cerchiamo di evitare. Gradisce la morte? Perché... voglio uno anche io. Io i regali, fidati, per quanto riguarda le lame le so sempre fare. Abbi fede in me. Ma io ti farò un regalo appena guadagnerò qualcosa, perché l'idea è quella lì. Avrò uno stipendio decente. Affidati. Faccio un regalo anche a Dem. Di Natale però in ritardissimo. Quello è un piccolo dettaglio, ricordiamoci. Cancello di Finisbury. Ah, siamo arrivati
It's locked.
dove non possiamo entrare praticamente. Qui c'era del loot forse. Sì, però non ci andiamo di qua, è ancora troppo presto per recarsi in sto distretto. Andremo ad esplorare poi. Potremmo anche passare qui tecnicamente. Faremo anche più presto in teoria. E siamo per qua. Minchia. Ma è molto più veloce passare per qua, me ne sono appena accorto e... È inaspettata questa cosa qui.
Hey, Doc.
I have found the gift from your wife.
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox is a man of his word.
I hope that won't make me an accomplice to your future crimes.
Who knows what I might do now I feel invincible again.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Dopo poi prima o poi lo ammazzo. Vabbè, tornando a racconti seri. Facciamola questa, dai. Allora, proviamo a passare da qui per andare al molo. Comodità, facciamo un po' di danno. Sono ritardato perché non lo vado ad attaccare. Perché il tipo lì giù è morto? Non sono meritato. È morto. Devo fare così. Mi sta curando. Ah, perché ho un ottimo stunner il paletto. Sono soddisfatto. Il gioco non vuole salire, va bene, ok. Sono costretto a non poter salire, niente. Devo farci per forza la strada larga, va bene. Adesso piano. Allora, quale strada ci conviene di meno? Perché vorrei di qua. Vorrei esplorare un po' tutto. Questa zona ci siamo già stati. Sì. Minchia, 20 vite. Madonna, ma quanto loot c'è in questa modalità? No. È troppo alto. Cazzo, no. E così è troppo facile giocare, però, amici. Questa è sbloccata. Non ricordo dove si va. Colori perfetti. Mica voglio giocarlo su PS5. Vedere com'è. Siamo passati per qui. Adesso mi sento tipo in quel momento in cui sei tipo vicino a scoprire tanti segreti. Vabbè. Corri, Jonathan laggiù, paparam, vai e non prenderlo in colpa, paparam. Vai e vampira tutta la gente. Vampira non credo sia un termine corretto, però lasciate stare. Dell'umanità, vampira e va. Sono curioso. Lettera di accompagnamento. Ciao Frank. Mio caro vecchio amico, mi ha fatto piacere. Ho mettuto anche altra roba dalla cassa, però non sappiamo cosa, perché non ce l'ha segnato. Vabbè. Comunque già qualcosa. Eccoci. Primi personaggi. Mica siamo alti in confronto a lui. Questo qui è un tappo, ragazzi, proprio un tappo. Non possiamo schivare che siamo in zona civile. Perché ci siamo stati poco.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Ottimo, vediamo già se possiamo fare
Can I see
affari.
what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Allora. Vediamoci un paio di queste cose qui e poi basta. Possiamo vendergli anche qualcosina magari. Vendivi multipli, ne abbiamo 200 ragazzi. Cioè adesso quanto facciamo? Tipo venderli tutti? Tanto! Ne facciamo tanti. Ma facciamocene una centinaia, dai, di scellini. Guarda qua. Troppe risorse ci stanno dando, ragazzi. Troppe. Però a me va benissimo. Comunque, non so se l'ho detto, ma questa zona non la ricordi? No, questa qui ce la teniamo. Praticamente perché nella scorsa run è andata molto presto una zona.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you
Abbiamo
want?
fatto troppo bordello in sta zona. Anche se in realtà non è così, perché è una zona malfamata di su.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
Vedremo.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? Maybe a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something round here.
You never paid him a visit at the Pembroke Hospital, did you?
And I don't intend to. In Clay's case, I'm not against a medical mistake or a little help from the Spanish flu.
Che bastardo.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Oh.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the Wet Boot Boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
La nuova polizia mi sta arrivando di questo Boot Boys.
Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Andiamo a parlare con questo altro ritardato.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am.
Minchia.
And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember him.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
Ma è un carissimo nanerottolo, dai, è
So you're a
piccolino.
concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart
Esatto,
than
chiaro.
patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really. One of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Don't you see it's an endless spiral? One day, it will be you who will be stabbed, or shot, or worse.
That's what my sweet Edwina always says, that one day I'll get it too. But she says it with the most beautiful smile, my Edwina.
Minchia, che ritardato sto
I
qua.
know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Ah, sfigati.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton?
E poi noi sappiamo già dove andare a cercare, ma noi lo facciamo giusto per...
Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cat. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
A goodbye è diverso da arrivederci, però vorrei dirlo, eh? Vabbè, fa niente. Di sotto c'è un... Ah, qui è per risalire nel... E qui c'è il porto. Ci ricordiamo sto bastardo.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
Vabbè, però mo non rompere cazzo.
I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
No, realmente non lo voglio sapere, non mi interessa.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Vabbè, mo...
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
No. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Ah, che cattiveria.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Beh.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Questo è il personaggio più buono di
You have
tutto
nothing to
Vampyr.
fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the Wet Boot Boys and the Communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
Adesso hai capito.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
Questo ragazzo mi fa una pietà incredibile, ve lo giuro.
Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
Empatizziamo. No. Simpatizziamo.
We're all truly alone in this world. You're lucky you learnt that early.
Well, I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul.
Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
So long, Rufus. Be careful.
Anemia. Sicuro, Rufus. Inca, io lo sapevo che mi dovevo portare le cose del raffreddo. Io lo sapevo. Venghi, giovane. Dov'è? Dov'è andato? Io sapevo che qualcuno aveva bisogno di una cura del raffreddore.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Do you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients.
Esatto, dovrò ammazzarlo prima.
I could use some help.
Triste.
On several matters, in fact.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Grazie.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Some call this the bad part.
Ma prima o poi ci occuperemo anche
Good
di
evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
Minchia, che tono da persona
It's Mrs.
cattiva.
Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
Adesso svaliggiamo di casa. Scusate, il napoletano che mi ha preso il sopravvento, scusate. Sarà bellissima, ragazzi. Questa era stupenda. Adesso piango per la bellezza della battuta. Adesso gli inculo tutto. Gli lascio mezza cosa. Le ciabatte, facciamo anche le ciabatte, dai. Minchia, che stronzi che siamo.
Please don't stay too long, sir. So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Cuore.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no. My Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
Non bello.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know, but it's most likely linked to the gangs if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
Goodbye, Miss Fishbone. Take care of yourself.
E gli asciugamani? In che senso gli asciugamani? Sono perso un attimo tutti gli asciugamani. Allora, questo è quello più strano. Corri. Ciao Erin! Ben arrivato.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you this time.
Dubito.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change. To change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No. I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure.
Beh, minchia, che depressione.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Questo personaggio ha bevuto veramente troppo. Un estremista anarchico convinto, madonna, peggio di Hitler tra poco.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Questa è una bellissima idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Bello.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Un sognatore, mi piace. Bella cosa questa, ragazzi.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
Beh, dubito.
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
Oh dear.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. And now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Oh. Questa è veramente una bella cosa.
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Personaggio meraviglioso lui.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad.
That's because I am, Doc.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Bel personaggio, eh?
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, Who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist. And they're
E
close.
sono molto più vicini
Mr.
di quanto tu
Throgmorton,
pensi.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
Ok.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a...
Sono questi vampiri che camminano a stormo.
They're more of a sanitary
Poi uno
militia.
si cerca di entrare meglio nel gruppone e uno rimane fuori e lo catturano. Quindi prenderne uno per non prenderne 99.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Ah, madonna, Aldo, Gianni e Giacomo stanno bene su tutto, persino su Vampyr.
How exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
How do you identify
Prego.
a vampire?
It's simple, really.
Molto semplice.
They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Can I help?
Va bene, mi fido,
Actually,
Io
yes.
mi fido.
I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind.
Dio santo, che
If you did
meraviglia
that,
ogni
then I
volta che
can
ci penso.
focus on my patrols.
Guardi, lei Vampiro dovrebbe andare a segnare delle cose che c'è di venire eccezionale.
What can you tell me about this
Madonna.
neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
Oramai Plague in questo gioco è stato utilizzato un po' anche a... Credo che sia stato usato dai vampiri, vabbè. Sì, ma la domanda giusta è, a noi che spaccimma ce ne frega? Dison di lei e c'è la stanchezza. Poi andiamo a dare la cura.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Throgmorton, minchia che pronuncia orribile. Anzi, vediamo già subito Dayson che stava qui giù a sboccare, si è spostato. All'anemia non la possiamo curare ancora perché non abbiamo dietro il rimedio. Dyson, il signor Dyson, mettiamolo su questo piano qui, è scomparso allegramente. Minchia, veramente è scomparso allegramente. Vabbè, lasciamo perdere. Ah, no, sta qui, è andato a bere. Giusto, lui beve il giorno, il pomeriggio e la sera.
Oh, you're that doctor.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
Goodbye.
Beh, effettivamente è legittimo, no? Un po' di parlare con un po' di gente.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me, then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
How is it you can
Ma
keep this
rompere il
place
cazzo.
open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Well, something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
Ci sono forse. Grande Erin.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps,
Comunque, ragazzi,
being a doctor, you could go there
quanto è
and come back.
perfetto giocare
Doctors
sto
aren't
gioco in
immune
sto
to
periodo.
disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is, and I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
Livello
What can you tell me about
grande,
this
grande
It's not
responsabilità.
that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Ah, devo parlare. Allora, con lui devo parlare, perché sennò la questa non mi va
Welcome back,
avanti.
Doctor. What can I do for you?
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Vabbè.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Da dove viene?
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name?
No, no,
Or
no.
my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Irlandese. Ecco. Glasgow, Irlanda, giusto?
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colorful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton,
pare
who runs the
Scozia.
night asylum,
Pure tu
he's
hai
the only other
ragione.
man that's able to keep peace around here.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah.
Sì, probabilmente più
Tom's convinced
Scozia.
this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
I have nothing to fear from the people round here, miss.
Yeah, I'm a brave woman myself, Dr. Reed, but I'd be a fool to think I'm invincible.
Crede che sia il zona una zona pericolosa. Ma lo è, non è che crede che lo sia. È una zona pericolosa.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Vabbè. Abbiamo qualche altro personaggio? Non credo. Andiamo a curioseggiare un po' in giro. Sono confuso. 5 scellini per me.
I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
Beh, abbiamo derubato anche i nostri cari amici. Sento soddisfatto. Bello però sto locale, minchia. Ah, comunque è vero. Vediamo delle nuove quest secondarie. Dai, però non l'hanno tradotta. Come up with the Gravediggers. Dai, Cristo. Sta cosa mi innervosisce in una maniera incredibile, però. 200 metri. Dove è scoppiata sta bomba? Oh! Oh, questa cosa non la sapevo. Dio. Triste come storia questa qui di soldi del signor Doison. Vabbè, quello là. Merda. Trenino. Sotto di noi c'è sangue. Buono. Beh, sempre il sangue è cosa positiva, buona e giusta. Oh no?
Another disgusting ghoul did it, don't you think?
Seems like the guard of Pre-Res on Sean Hampton.
All of you leeches need killing.
Ho anche una pistola decente adesso. La Parabellum. Che poi alla fine
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Allora. Il nostro caro vecchio revolver, passeremo alla pistola Parabellum comune. Così per l'allegria. Così per contenuto. Si vede il basso Tamigi. Dio. Gli taglio il culo. Davvero? Buon appetito. Come ti permetti pure di toccarmi? Ma sto scaldi in merda. Sì, un po'. Come di ebbero una pulle punnisce te ne addosso. Scusate, non lo dirò mai più. Ah, mi sa dovremmo andare qui a fare la cosa della scorta di gin. Mannaggia a me, mannaggia a me. Devo tornare indietro. Ah, qui c'è un nemico. Riguardo... no, lascia perdere. Ti prego, non... Fin da quello che ho detto non l'hai sentito, ti prego. Che... Dai, ti prego. Cazzo, è un 22. È molto più in alto di me, Vabbè. Madonna. No, non ci siamo proprio capiti. Oh, ma mi sta aprendo, Questo nemico qua mi stava per aprire fortissimo, ragazzi. Ha goduto, Jonathan. Articolo di giornale. Sono stata la polizia per il tentato omicidio del Silver Bell. Tom Woods? Davvero? Ah. Tentato omicidio. Ah. Hai capito.
So much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
Cosa non lo ricordo? Che era un... che era quasi un omicida? No, non lo ricordavo. Cioè proprio zero. Era un bravo uomo. E basta, principalmente. Scusa, menti a Tom e tieni le bottiglie di gin. Ma perché dovrei tenere le bottiglie di gin? Per rivenderle forse. Non sapevo. Ma questo micio è meraviglioso. Comunque. Ma tutto... Vabbè, dopo ci andiamo allora, dai. Abbiamo 2 quest lì, ci converrà. Allora di qua.
This one's mine! Filthy piece of shit!
Ok. Lupara usata, abbiamo ottenuto una lupara. Che bello, ho ottenuto un fucile a pompa. Volevo salire ma niente, il gioco ha deciso di no. Vabbè. Sta a finire così.
I cannot enter.
Ah, non vedo, sto flashando. Oh. Uccellini. Posso recarmi da altre parti. Vabbè, adesso che ci troviamo qui facciamo una cura per l'anemia. Anemia, anemia, anemia. Così. Giusto per avere anche un minimo di preparazione. Non possiamo passare per qui. Ah, abbiamo una finestra che... no. Si aprirà? Naturalmente no. Qui dove abbiamo abbattuto il mini boss praticamente. E ci siamo andati nelle rive del basso Tamigi. Perfetto. Ok, siamo tornati indietro. Saliamo direttamente su. Zona di loot. Non ora. Voglio approfittare e godermi il loot di questa zona, perché questa zona ha un loot molto molto elevato, con molta roba di qualsiasi tipo, quindi approfitteremo. Però mi pare che in questa zona proprio non ci fosse. Comunque non di qualità. Invece c'era loot. Sono leggermente degli scali, immagino. Sono degli scali, ovviamente. Diciamo che qui c'è un baule. Ok. Andiamo a fare la quest, va. Ah, non si può salire. Questa è la guardia di Predwin. Mi dichiaro di essere uno specialista sostenibile di quell'uomo, un impostore, non è nemmeno un vero truffatore. Quindi in realtà è un... cioè non... quella roba lì. Nel senso che è inutile quell'uomo. Io capisco. Sinceramente io capisco. Capisco. Molto anche. Malati generici. E una delle due sorelle.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
Che meraviglia.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions to help workers in need? Why don't they support you?
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister being penniless, they thought I stole it.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform. I'm sure they robbed me.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions, especially when it's a woman.
Tanti pregiudizi. Vabbè, ma è normale di questi tempi, siamo nel 1918. Siamo in tempi abbastanza crudi e cattivi per la società.
Just spend a few weeks here and then ask me that question again. If you're still alive, I mean.
You don't know me, Miss Paxton, and yet you see me as an enemy.
Your manners, your clothes, your words tell me everything about you, sir. I know your kind, and you don't belong here.
Oh no, Miss Paxton, you really don't know my kind. You have no idea who I am.
All right, okay. No need to get all worked up.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm getting tired of all this.
Oh. You want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like you at all, Doctor.
Dovrebbe uscire Giselle soffre di quella malattia che la identifica in terza persona.
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you? Have you ever had to struggle in your entire life?
Un po' buggata la camicetta sotto, però.
Are you judging me by my clothes and my job?
Of course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you disgust me.
As I told you, I'm a doctor. You have to work a lot to earn that title.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money in a nice house, were we? Was Daddy a banker or a doctor himself?
Well,
praticamente sì, però questo è un dettaglio.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton. It's locked, all right. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Can I help you?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
È molto triste che se succede il casino lei diventa Scalle e l'altra diventa quella di Pridwin, guardia di Pridwin, un membro della guardia di
It
Pridwin.
may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your back, Mr. Reed.
Which local dangers must I avoid?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your fancy clothes will attract a lot of attention.
Well, I am not someone so easily intimidated.
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Shaunhampton's shelter. No one would dare to be violent there.
You really think I should go back to a safer place, miss?
No. I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can. Just avoid the wet boot boys. Those bastards are worse than the epidemic.
Solo una persona è affetta da anemia, che è Rufus, quindi positivo.
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The sad saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof. I don't want to lose that.
What can you tell me about the Sad Saint?
It's just the nickname of Shaunhampton, the sad saint of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he's not always sad.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
In che senso non si dice?
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Allora, abbiamo ancora degli sconosciuti. Quando siano già da trovare.
Why the long face, Doctor?
It looks like we both have changed a lot. I must confess, it saddens me, Sean.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of us. We may not always see it, but he does.
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
And what about William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
Wonders never cease. Scal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you? Yet you restrain?
Che io lo comando, però.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
Perché qualcuno dovrebbe farlo.
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
I will not look kindly on you if you're trying to trick me.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I surrender myself to your judgment.
Cosa che ovviamente faremo. Lo uccideremo. Lui non rimarrà vivo. Già. Ah. Go you. Vabbè. Allora, vi fa partire un'altra missione secondaria. È lì, vero? Ah no, tu passi. Buonissimo. Olha. No! No, mi sono distratto, Ho fatto un errore madornale.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance?
Vabbè, tanto.
Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
I'm afraid your posters were destroyed.
It cost me good money to print those posters. Such a pity people don't take the vampire menace seriously.
Did you really think the posters would be useful?
See the sad saint of the East End? How a single man can help so many people? I consider myself the discreet protector of these men and women.
Ho fatto un errore, amico. Mi dispiace.
You've never faced, let alone killed a vampire, Ichabod. You're a fraud.
No, I'm not. I may embellish the truth concerning my achievements, but I'm totally dedicated to my quest.
Sì, sì, certo.
Stop fooling yourself. You've never faced a vampire before. You wouldn't stand a chance.
Well, that's not true, sir. I've already faced one of these creatures.
Oh, really? And you're still alive.
Well, we did not actually fight. I let it go.
What do you mean?
Sì.
I entered the vampire's den. The stench was terrible. I was ready to kill it. But then I saw it. Just a suffering soul like you and me. I spared her.
Sì, 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 sì. Sì, sì.
Tell me about the vampire you spared.
It was... She was a girl. Her body was a mess. I could see pus running from the deep wound. She was crying in pain.
You cared about her. That's what defines us as human, Ichabod.
Yes, but she was a truly evil creature. I'm haunted by the tragedies she caused ever since I spared her.
Tell me, Ichabod.
Certe volte vorrei menare i personaggi di sto videogioco, madonna.
He is a truly inspiring example. Dedicated, pious. His shelter is open to all, whoever they are. Most admirable.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton.
Sono meravigliato.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you need any help?
Rest assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale, at your service.
Un
Please,
Nightingale.
take a look at my
Skyrim.
wares.
Your merchandise. I don't really see anything worth having. No offense.
None taken, sir. But please, I need to eat. Perhaps if you keep looking, you'd see something that takes your fancy.
Show me what you have to offer then, Mr. Nightingale.
Ufficialmente mi sento truffato. Questa qui è la roba in Carillon.
Please, sir. Come and have a gander.
Non rompere il cazzo alla signora Nightingale.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I come in?
I already took my medication, Doctor. But thank you.
I'm sorry. Your medication. Have we met before?
Don't tease me like that, Jack. Sorry, what?
Come Jack?
I think I should come in, miss. I'd like to check if everything is okay, what with the epidemic spreading across London.
An epidemic, you say? How terrible.
Alzheimer.
I have no idea.
Può essere.
Where are my manners? Please do come in, Doctor. You are a doctor, yes?
Alzheimer. Probabilmente. Ah, è più demenza. Sembra una botola. Ah no, è un quadro che è caduto dal...
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right. Va bene, sì, non ti incazzare.
So, Dr. Tippett, what brings you
Tippett.
back here?
Sì, proprio lui.
I heard whispers you had a job at that fancy hospital.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed. Don't you remember?
Of course I do. I remember my name too. Gillingham. But you may call me Enid, Doctor. I'm very happy to see you again.
Sono ufficialmente triste per questa signora.
Tell me, Enid, why do you feel guilty about your son?
I know I'm a burden to my Jack. I know my mind and my thoughts are drifting away. I'm so sorry. I can't help it.
This is not your doing, Miss Gillingham. You do not have to apologize for your condition.
Of course I don't, Doctor. I've done nothing wrong, I swear it. What exactly are we talking about here?
Who are the more influential figures on the docks?
Well, I heard about some terrible illness going around. I would say in that case that it's you, Dr. Tippett.
Apprezzo.
Is anyone taking care of you, Miss Gillingham?
My son is always here to take care of me. He's a good boy like that, but I do worry that he needs to start living his own life. I would never say that to him, of course.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Oh, no. I don't gossip. That would be most unbecoming of a lady such as myself.
Che dolce signora questa qui. La curiamo subito. Cos'ha? Mal di testa?
So, Dr. Tippett, what brings you back here?
Ciao.
We haven't talked in quite some time.
Do you require medical attention, miss?
I'm glad you asked, Dr. Tippett. I must confess I haven't felt that well of late.
I'll try my best. Here, take this. And please, try to get some rest.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
Oddio, dovrei uccidere anche questa persona. Cioè, ma io non voglio in realtà. Dio, quanta pietà mi fanno ste persone. Voi non avete proprio idea, ragazzi. Oh, che posto è questo? Questo locale? Wow! Ok. Beh. Non sono nostri interessi, effettivamente. Tanto mica se lo ricordo, esatto. Quanti interni che stiamo visionando? Ah. Qui potremmo rigliare qualche discorso, forse. Adesso ci dirigiamo direttamente. Non so parlare perché mi viene da urtare. Ci dirigiamo direttamente
This could be the public house Giselle Paxton mentioned. I should investigate further.
Magno. Allora, ritorniamo tra le quest secondarie.
Giselle's stolen money. Prewen has some unethical ways of financing their war.
Ok, dopo gli riportiamo i soldi. Ok, signori, si entrano nelle fogne. Tanto mica sono io. Cattiveri. Potremmo uccidergli il figlio, tanto mica se lo ricordano. Cattiveri. Che brutta cosa. Dopo i sensi di ragno, spider senses, there are vampire senses. Come si dice percepire in inglese, Chiara? Tu che sei più esperta di me, anche magari per Dan. E perché ho un figlio? Dio, questa è crudeltà, Chiara. Mi piace. Questa è stata veramente cattiva comunque, eh. Proprio tanto cattiva. Mi piace, mi è piaciuta molto.
It's locked, all right.
Giusto per essere sicuro.
That doesn't work.
Scellini. Ah, vero, c'è tutto da fare adesso.
So that's it. These wheels control the water level. That gate should shut properly now.
Dalla prima volta abbiamo imparato. Esatto, anche. Cattiveria, però, mi piace. Abbiamo già trovato il personaggio. You're right. Che schifo. Blea. Lì c'è una cosa che ci può interessare, però. Ci saliamo. Ui. I can use magic. I can use everything that you desire. Magic. And I'm gonna wanna give around the buyer. You go well if you catch your spell. Na na na. A heart of stone. Sì. Ma che è? Ah, pensavo fosse... Vabbè, ciao. Ho premuto L1 per sbaglio. I have done an error. Esploriamo le fogne. The sewers. Come direbbero a Londra. Non è che ci fa inquietudine sto che si teletrasporta. Minchia, però mangiarsi un topo qui fa veramente schifo. I've done a mistake. Sorry. Right, left, wrong. Ormai... Scusate, mi datemi in mente i 3 Days Grace per un attimo. Ma perché questa cosa? Ah, perché c'è la boss fight, è vero.
These maggots have escaped the wrath of Ascalon for too long. It is time to purge the sewers of their filth.
You again. The one they call the sewer dog.
Hold your tongue, newborn, or I'll crush you like a maggot.
You've let the beast consume you.
Finally! A touch of lucidity.
Ma è sicuro che ti piace sta cosa? Quanto è livellato rispetto a me? Poco. No, lui prende questo, gli fa molto male. No, io sapevo come avrebbe fregato. No, 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 no.
To the pit, you found your death in me.
Oh. Ah, cazzo, mi ha grabbato. Che merdone.
Your blood is now mine. Down, stay down.
Ops, mi sa che è morto. Che schifo. Con la faccia nella merda. E vabbè. Ops, è crepato. È guardavo più difficile che stiamo giocando a difficoltà facile, chiaro. Per lasciarci un po' più la campagna. Per goderci di più il game. A parte che era comunque facile. Cioè l'unica boss fight difficile è stata quella lì con tu sai chi.
At least one skull escaped Fergal's wrath.
Niente loot? No, niente loot. Non c'è andato un cazzo. Allora, da qui stiamo avanzando, torniamo un attimo indietro. Ui.
How could he have made it this far? There's blood everywhere.
Immagino che sia la strada secondaria, vero? Sì, lo è. Tristezza. Sì, c'era, però è molto più avanti. Non qua.
Safe we are, still. Drink now.
Bless you, Richard.
This isn't the blood of a vampire, but it will quench your thirst.
Bridget.
This is our domain, not yours. You've been warned.
Wait, I saved you from this creature. That must count for something.
Thank you. Now go. Go back to the streets and houses. There is no love lost between us, Vampire. But thank you.
Please, who are you? I sense your sadness.
If you must know, they call me Old Bridget. And this shelter is where we live.
I'm Jonathan Reed. I'm a newborn Egon. I'm afraid I'm not sure what's going on.
I shall not bend a knee, young Egon. But I sense your pain. Ask, and I will afford you my attention.
Why was that creature after you?
Fergal is the blunt instrument of the Ascalon Club. His masters would see us dead or turned into slaves, if they had their way.
What of this Ascalon Club?
Vampire Society's elite in the Empire. They make the rules and enforce their judgment upon us whom they see as lessers.
What the hell was that thing? He wasn't an Ekon or a Scowl.
They are known as Volkod, an ancient offshoot of immortals. Blood drives them, enrages them.
Forse è quella cosa più sfigata che c'è in pratica.
Perhaps. The sad saint was always kind to us. He must trust you if he revealed our location.
Sean is a Scowl. All those I've encountered have been violent, crazed creatures. How can he be any different?
Maybe because he is the sad saint. Or perhaps because I am Old Bridget of the Sewer Skulls.
Sean killed a patient of mine. And that's just one of the murders he's being hunted for.
If you refer to Harriet, she is now among us and under our protection.
Harriet Jones is alive. That's it. That's the proof Sean wanted me to find. I must talk to her.
No. Harriet is not alive. But you can speak to her. I must warn you. She is fragile and may not receive you warmly.
I don't understand.
She is filled with bile and hate. Her mind is sharp as a tack, but her body is so weak. I've never seen its like before. She is resting in a room on the far right of this hideout.
Thank you. I will bear that in mind.
Eternal gratitude for your protection, Master. Old Bridget says you are one. Keep your distance, Echo!
Che ci odiano con fervore. Mi piace. Sono contento.
Hello, Harriet. Do you recognize me?
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital. The young doctor. So full of secrets.
I've so many questions I need to ask you, Harriet. If you would.
I love questions. As for the answers, you may not like them.
How do you feel?
I can't see. I can't move. My body's burning. I feel as if I'm
Burn
dying
baby.
over
Sono convinto che l'ho fatta anche
and
prima sta
over
battuta.
Does the pain ever stop?
It is not pain I feel. It's like I can't stop feeling every inch of my body. But at the same time, each muscle and bone is the wrong place.
Have you tried to eat or drink something?
People here tried to feed me, but I'm just not hungry. I don't have the strength.
Your room, the blood. What brought you to fake your death in such a gruesome fashion?
To see if I would be mourned.
Do you take pleasure in causing so much pain and sorrow?
Nobody gave a damn about me. Not a tear shed. Poor Harriet. Always the discarded.
Why flee with Sean Hampton?
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see a saint fall to sin. But the coward still won't kill.
Why did you come here?
And why not? This is where I live now. Leave me be.
So you desire to stay here?
Yes, I'm with my own kind. Birds of a feather, so to speak. Poor Harriet. Always alone.
Will you respect old Bridget's wishes? Will you obey her?
Bridget is kind. She only needs to keep me fed and I'll be good.
I have a question of the utmost importance to ask. Will you answer?
Questions, questions, questions. The good doctor, always searching for answers.
Do you remember what you did after leaving the hospital? Did you kill anyone?
First, a question from me. You answer first.
Very well then. What do you want to know?
Are you like me? Are you also dead?
We are not dead, Harriet. Death no longer pertains to us. We are different.
I like what I am. I truly do. I relish the pain that courses through me.
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill anyone in your flight? Anyone? Try and remember.
I will not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here instead. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
Who was that man? The one murdered in the street?
He used to be my landlord. I lived here for many years before falling ill. Oh, he was an awful man. Disgusting and cruel. So cruel.
Shadows? Tell me what you saw.
The shadows, they heard me and answered. Something in the deep darkness. Quick, deadly. It asked me if I wanted revenge. I answered, yes.
And these shadows, this presence, do you still hear it?
Quindi questo era
Was
il
it a
momento,
vampire?
chiaro.
Did Sean see it?
It spoke only to me. And now it is silent. But it is born of hatred. And it will kill again. And it hates you, Doctor. Oh, it hates you.
What makes you say that?
It whispered your name, Dr. Reed. It wanted to know who you were and where you went.
Questions about me? What did you say?
Nothing, Doctor. I said nothing. there was nothing it didn't already know. Oh, I'm tired now. Let me rest.
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us. Spend time with us. And I may be willing to answer more questions.
Your diction, your words. You do not carry yourself like most Skulls I've encountered.
True. I'm not like most Skulls.
You were once someone else. What happened to you?
It is as sad as it is long, young Ekon, but it will remain mine.
Can I be of service to you?
We ask but one thing. Reveal to no one our secrets. Do not betray us.
Why do you live here, amongst the filth and vermin?
Live. Here we hide.
Why don't you leave the city? Hide somewhere far from the Guard of Priwen, the Ascalon Club.
We are the Sewer Skulls. This is our domain. We have run as far as we can, and now we hide.
What are you hiding from?
From the guilt, the shame, from the hunters and the light. And of course,
Esatto,
our
lo dico 2 puntate. Mi fa ridere sto pensiero, effettivamente.
For how long have you been in hiding here?
Skulls have been hiding under London since vampires first entered the city.
Where did you hide before the sewers?
We claimed ancient tunnels, forgotten caverns, catacombs. We are Skulls, groveling beneath the feet of our makers.
What manner of creature is Harriet? She is different from everyone else.
I really don't know. I'm not even certain she is a Skull. I've no idea as to what blood made her.
What is a Skull, in fact, in your honest opinion?
The progeny of a vampire, disavowed by her maker. Perhaps a fruitless branch of a noble tree. A word used to enslave us. I cannot say.
You mentioned that vampire blood has tremendous potency. You believe it to be stronger than your own?
The vampire's sweet blood. That rich, dark wine that we crave. For it made us, and it can sustain us.
I thank you for your time, madam. I must go back to Shornhampton now.
Your kindness has been ample payment, Ekon. To protect us, I'll close the access to our hideout, but you can use our shortcut to reach Mr. Hampton's shelter. Just follow the arrows.
Thank you, old Bridget. I hope we'll meet again.
Adesso si incontra il personaggio delle fogne. Poi devo andare giù, devo star qua. Mi pare. Sì.
Are you all right, sir?
No, sono ritardato, va bene.
I could ask you the same question. Don't you know this is a quarantine zone?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating the epidemic. You had better get to a safe place while you still can.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else and leave me be.
I beg your pardon?
I said go. Leave me alone, sir.
Rodney, you're the man who killed that gang member, are you not? Is that why you are hiding in this godforsaken place?
Yes, I did. I did not even know his name.
Then why did you kill him?
That arsehole always mocked me for the colour of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
Unfortunately, I have met several murderers during my lifetime. You don't look like them. I can tell you're no cold-blooded killer.
You're right, sir. At first it was just a simple argument between us. But the man had a bad fall.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive here long. No matter what you did, you must go back to where you used to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands.
$5.000 punti sono tanti, ma non faremo ancora passare il giorno. Abbiamo degli interessi. Non posso ancora migliorarla. Posso migliorare la pistola, cosa che farò per una sola volta. Perfetto. Il macete comune non si può migliorare, peccato. Ci ho sperato. Ok. Non è ancora il momento di migliorarsi. Perché non mi sei più moderatrice? Questo è strano. Ok. Ora mi sei moderatrice. Per il momento ti era scomparso il segnalino di moderazione, non so per quale motivo. Forse è stato tipo un time out. Non lo so.
It's locked.
Intanto abbiamo ancora Dem che ci sta seguendo. Dem, se ci sei, scrivi un commento. Scrivi un commento e non batti un colpo. Ah. Comunque Chiara, quando ti avrò qui facciamo una live in cui tu farai il commentary e tu giocherai ovviamente. Io ci sarò solamente alla fine come easter egg. Yeah! Dison qui, scusa, mi è passato il personaggio di mente, è stato divertente. C'è una cosa effettivamente più divertente. Ok. Andiamo a sparare ai bambini, dai. Interloot, qualcosina. Uno modificamente vivo, tanto sangue, cose non positive. Perfetto. Signori, è tempo di mangiarci, signor Sean Anton. No, fidati, poi capirai.
Welcome back,
Te lo
Dr.
scrivo.
Reed. Would you like to take communion with me now?
Sean,
Are you eating raw flesh?
It is the sacred flesh of the mortal lamb. Our Lord's bountiful transmutation for the sustenance of his believers. Thank you, Lord. I am your most humble servant.
So, true to your word, you waited for my return.
I told you, Dr. Reed, I was a man to be trusted. Did you have words with the poor Harriet?
This shelter is the tip of the iceberg. You hide your game well, I'll give you that.
Oh, we are God's children, Dr. Reed. One and all. And he's determined to save us.
Does this place belong to you? How can you be so certain you can keep it open?
This warehouse was once property of the Dawson family, but has been bequeathed me through donation.
So you have the run of the place and no one's taken notice?
As long as we keep to ourselves, we interest no one. This is a haven, and I pray it remains so for eons to come.
The Dawsons?
Vi ricordi?
Family in London?
Meraviglia.
Have they a clue as to what goes on here?
Not at all. The donation was made before the war. The building was run down. I never met Aloysius Dawson myself.
What will be the result if you continue to assist both Skulls and the living?
For the last decade, that's what's been happening. And they found a better life. What's to change?
You've turned Skull now. Don't you see the danger to anyone giving you their trust?
We are all sinners, awaiting salvation. This is a simple truth, ordained by the Lord Almighty. I am a seeker of his glorious light.
You're forgetting the epidemic. Things can go south very quickly. I've seen it.
Oh, these are terrible times. Only those pure of heart shall prevail.
Harriet, Miss Jones, has been behaving in a most violent manner. She's going to need special attention.
That's precisely the reason I brought her here. To meet old Bridget. She's the guide Harriet requires.
Who is this old Bridget?
I don't know, Doctor. She rarely speaks of her past, but I know she has a long one. She's likely the oldest soul in the city.
Harriet is possessed by her hatred. You cannot let her roam free. She's dangerous.
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridget is a saint to the younger Skulls, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one, but one day I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
Spoiler, ci tradirà.
We have been blessed with God's eternity. We are the instruments of his divine will. We shall feed the hungry forever and ever. Amen.
I haven't the luxury of being able to satisfy my hunger on staunch blood and lifeless flesh.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges. You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I've come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
I really would like to believe your fairy tale. The good ghoul feeding upon the flesh of the dead. But I'm all out of innocence.
Do you question my faith, Dr. Reed?
Do you remember William? Oh, how his admiration for you was exceeded only by his hunger.
May his soul rest in peace.
A night will come, and you will suffer the same hunger. Someone who trusts you completely, a friend, will die never to wake.
You confuse your voracious appetite with my itchy hunger. I would never kill a friend, nor an innocent.
I believe you've discovered our defining difference.
No! No! Ah! I did.
Sì, perché alla fine io so effettivamente qual è la cosa da fare. Però diciamo che appunto non sono andato avanti con i dettagli. C'è stato un urlo.
Another corpse thrown in the streets. Someone's playing a very sick game. I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father. "29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there."
Allora, praticamente bisognava avere tutte le informazioni su Anton e a quel punto lo potevi far diventare vampiro, che era la scelta migliore per il good ending. Perché la scelta peggiore è quella di lasciarlo in vita, la scelta media è quella di ucciderlo, la scelta migliore è quella di renderlo un vampiro.
You again? What do you want?
I've identified the men who stole from you. You were right. They were members of some
Del tradimento non mi ricordo cosa intendi.
I knew it! Did you find the money too?
Yes, here it is. They thought they could finance their activities with it.
I never thought a man like you would be kind enough to... I misjudged you. Badly. Well... Thank you, sir.
Will you give the money back to your comrades then?
Fuck those bastards who
No.
fired me. I'll give the money to Miss Gillingham. Her son Jack was a friend of mine. He was killed recently.
Dabbino. Ah sì, cioè, effettivamente sì. Tecnicamente sì. Scusami, ero un attimo distratto, non so se ho detto di no. Sì.
Did you see what just happened?
No, I didn't. And I don't care.
Really? Why is that?
Because this sexist pig is one of the 4 men who blacklisted me. Good riddance, if you ask me.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Allora, adesso come...
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Scene che ci tradiva. E praticamente se lo lasciamo vivere senza farlo diventare vampiro, darà solamente scompiglio in città.
Dead, just in front of the building.
Che poi ci darà la fame.
No, I told you, just that awful woman's scream.
A woman's scream? Are you sure?
Of course. It was terrifying. I thought it was my sister, so I ran. But it was a man I've never seen round here before.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton. Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Did you see what happened to him?
Actually, yes. He was thrown from the roof like a vulgar log.
Mm-hmm.
Who could have done that?
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here. There is definitely a vampire close by.
Per questo signorino qualsiasi cosa va bene con il fatto che è un vampiro. Oh mio Dio, guarda, uno sparo, è un vampiro. Oh mio Dio, guarda, respira, è un vampiro. Oh mio Dio, guarda, non respira, è un vampiro. Amici. Allora, facciamo una cosa di Tom Watts. Diamo priorità a Tom Watts. Vabbè, Geoffrey McCollum, sappiamo bene chi è. E quindi cercherò di nominarlo sempre meno spesso per evitare che Chiara faccia troppo fangirl gay su di loro. Basta. Il signor cacciatore di vampini è etero, Chiara, smettila di turbare la sua sessualità. Sai che non si fa? Non è una cosa bella. Ehi, un personaggio tobaggato. Buon Natale! Buon Natale, amici! Buon Natale! Buon Natale!
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor.
Pure io ho vinto Armageddon. Adesso posso urlarlo. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, and the very next day I'll give it away. This year, the stepman once here, I'll give it to someone special, special.
Give me some details. I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time, a proud wet boot boy.
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You refused to kill him because you wanted to feel some of that happiness yourself. You empathized with him.
Exactly. The man was a bloody landlord who rented overpriced flats. Selfish bastard. But he made me smile. And I was no different from him.
Abbiamo anche capito chi è alla fine.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
Sì, voglio saperla, Chiara.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others and die eventually.
Hanno appena mandato.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Don't you feel threatened, staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reed. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
Onesto, onesto. Dai. Forse anche per questo gli danno un po' a zona neutrale.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide, and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Honest.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Odio questa cosa, nel senso comico della parola odiare.
Should have offered a drink to the boy.
Sto soffrendo in questo momento. Cosa sbagliate, Cristo. Però mi è piaciuto. Top tamarrata figa, mo.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Stars.
To every night.
The fog's been hiding them of late.
And every dawn another death.
Allora. Quindi dovremmo scendere qui. Pure di qua forse era. No, 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 no. Allora.
This is a slaughterhouse. It's locked. From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
That sneaky bastard. Facciamo venire un infarto alla signora Stella, dai. Sì.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course, Dr. Reed.
Sessuale. Scusa, questa qui era veramente orribile. Questa era veramente orribile. Scusate. Vi giuro che non l'ho detto davvero.
What can I do for you, Dr. Reed?
I believe you may find this necklace of interest.
What is it? I don't understand.
It's a gift your son was hoping to give you. But I'm afraid it links him to the nearby murders.
You mean this belongs to one of his victims? Jesus. I knew this day would come. Please, Dr. Reed, accept this for your trouble and leave me be.
This day? You mean you already knew? Are you buying my silence? I will not be an accomplice in this.
What? No. No. My son's crimes distress me more than you can imagine. But I'm his mother. I love him, I do.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Non credo sia una bella...
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
Qualche anno in prigione, vedete come si...
There is no cure for murder, Mrs. Fishburne. Only justice.
There ain't no hope, then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could. You're not responsible for what he became.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Does grow eyes in the back of that head, sir. Gentlemen are easy to... Targets in these parts.
Ah, ok. Ok, allora facciamo quest'ultima missione secondaria, andiamo a potenziarci e penso che finiamo l'episodio qui, dai. Penso che sia un'ottima conclusione, dai. Perché hai tirato fuori l'arma? No, devo interagire con questo. Perfetto. Param. 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 È perfetta dal rito.
This is no place for you, sir.
Ah, gnam 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 gnam. Ci torneremo per la quest, per una quest.
It's locked.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top. Look lively.
Ma Olè, ucciso. No. Sì. Non sicuro che io ci sono mai stato in questa zona qua. Porca troia, è fighissima.
This place. Rain may have washed away the blood, but not the memory. My poor Mary.
Stiamo tornando qui in un momento abbastanza importante. Guarda che cazzo di strage. Porca troia.
This is my watch.
Non l'ho ucciso Jonathan. Ah, quindi l'hanno ucciso alla fine. Allora. Signor... Ecco. Negli eventi delle creature soprannaturali. Quindi alla fine sono morti questi due infami che hanno provato a rubarmi l'orologio. Ah, rido. E questo è l'esatto posto. Dio. Sono cagato addosso. Vaffanculo. Poi scusami. Che cazzo devo cercare? Il butto vuol dire cabina. Intrigante. Sawyers. E qui c'è un qualcosa. No, un niente, solamente gente morta. Vabbè, questo qui è un'esplorazione molto più dettagliata dell'ultima volta. Ok, mi devo ufficialmente grattare i coglioni. Mi prudono le palle. Oh. Fight perfetta. Oddio, no, da un pezzo. Che voglio esplorarmela per bene sta zona, ragazzi. Dopo. Ragazzi, mi sa che questa mappa, questo pezzo di mappa ha veramente moltissimo da offrire. Ce ne siamo mai curati. Cazzo. Vado un attimo in bagno, perdonate, devo fare un attimo. Vado un attimo a svuotare la vescica. Torno subitissimo. Scusate. Ok, rieccomi. Perdonate il momento bagno, ma Dio, che bello. Ucciso. Mi spara. Ok.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Minchia, ma qui c'è un loot spaventoso, ragazzi. Ragazzi, mi sto fomentando ufficialmente, ve lo giuro. Lì non si può raggiungere quel posto lì. No. Lì sono già passato. Ragazzi, posti nuovi. Vabbè, questo qui l'avevamo già visto. Leggo il comando. Ah, l'ho ucciso. Mi sono troppo Resident Evil. È vero, il coatto, madonna. Hai fatto ricordarlo anche a me, l'hai fatto ricordare. Tra l'altro è scoppiata la bomba. No, dove può essere scoppiata? Questo qui? Questo qui si sale.
I cannot enter.
Ma scusami. Ah, è chiusa. Ah, quindi serve una chiave, quindi non è che è solamente bloccata. Non è fatta apposta perché si può raggiungere in altri modi. No, qui prendiamo instant death. No. Chiave della fonderia. Ho detto con un accento molto sbagliato. Ok, a 20 metri abbiamo l'obiettivo. Prendo la chiave della fonderia vuol dire che possiamo aprire quella porta. Un po' a scatti, quindi devo andare molto più piano. Ragazzi, vi giuro, mi sento suggestionato. Guarda, è un po' buggato. Scellini? No, ragazzi. Bocchetti di fiori.
Yes. The place has changed since the explosion, but it was definitely here. I should find some way to pay my respects.
In memory of those... allora, in memoria di chi è stato ucciso dall'attacco in the bomb attack at the Dawson and Dawson Munitions Factory near the spot on 26 June 1998. London will never forget them, perdonami, and all those who suffered that day.
May all who suffered from this tragedy find or rest in peace.
All'inizio gioco questa parte qui comunque, minchia. Incredibile. Io ci sto rimanendo, ragazzi. Quanta roba. Ok, diamo adesso priorità a questo. L'abbiamo già fatto allora. Infatti è qui che si entrava, non avevamo accesso a questa parte qui. Quindi qui avremmo dovuto tagliare praticamente. Allora aspetta, voglio fare una cosa, devo tornare indietro e prendere quella shortcut che non abbiamo mai preso. Dove ci porta? No, direttamente qui. Qui c'è del sangue. Forse per il piano di sopra, sì, è qua sopra. Oh, nascondiglio sbloccato. È pure un bel posto. Ovviamente per certi limiti, ovviamente. Non lo butto, il mio orologio penso che non lo diamo via. Si ritorna in questa
It's locked, all right.
Capito. Bene, torniamo alla cittadina. Purtroppo non c'è uno spawn rapido. Almeno su dalla barca. Esatto, micio. Il treno. E si ritorna in game praticamente, in zona di game ufficiale. E perché quella pure è zona di game ufficiale. Mi sono venuti dei momenti di... non avevo mai sentito il treno, è particolare. Comunque mi sento molto soddisfatto. Perché ho delle parti delle zone che abbiamo vistato in prima non le avevo mai viste. Cioè me le sentivo nuove. È una cosa incredibile. Come se stessi esplorando un altro pezzo di mappa. Perché tira fuori la lama? Non ho capito. Perché? Stai calmo. Ole. Oh, dobbiamo andare da Dawson. Questa qui è una parte molto famosa del... Che cosa parliamo di vino?
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Signora Cox. Signora Cox, mi levi una curiosità, ma a lei piace il Cox?
I managed to reach the mass grave in Southwark. It was not pleasant.
Spare me the details, Dr. Reed. All I want to know is what happened to those bastards who owed me money.
I'm afraid those bastards, as you call them, are in the mass grave.
Dead? Shit. That money would have been useful. Well, I'll tell my boys to avoid the place if it's that dangerous.
Yes. Everybody should avoid that place until further notice.
Okay then, Doctor. It looks like you deserve your reward after all. The Wet Boot Boys thank you for your help.
Grazie, a noi non piacciono queste...
Can I see what you have to
Grazie.
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
The Pussy. Vai. Uccisa. Sto ufficialmente finanziando i Wet Boot Boys. Non mi piace questa cosa. Cioè, spero di morire adesso. Tom Woods. Cosa no?
You know, it would be nice to see
Good
each
evening,
other
Mr.
outside
Delaney.
What? Oh, you're that doctor.
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well, thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard, why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
Whoa.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
That bomb also killed you that day, don't you see? You just die a slower death, drink by drink.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until that day, I'll just be Dyson the drunk, not Dyson the murderer.
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No. I don't want to remember it.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson & Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
The victims. They were not the target then?
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Wow. Che twist, signori, non me lo aspettavo minimamente. Che figata, ragazzi. Va bene, andiamo a riposare e finiamo il gameplay, dai. Manco mezzo loot c'è in questo nascondiglio, meraviglioso. Cioè, dai. Buono, dai. Finiamo di vedere se possiamo modificare qualcosina. Dove possiamo migliorarlo. Infatti, Parabellum per 1. Possiamo modificarla però. Cazzo. Potrebbe essere più conveniente modificare un fucile a pompa piuttosto che il... No, la pistola conviene di più, mi sa. Danno chimico, danno incendiario. No, daremo priorità alla pistola comunque. Andiamo a parlare con Edwina e ci andiamo a prendere l'ultimo pezzo di grilletto blu prima di concludere. Vabbè, però non ha dato nessuna ricompensa. Sabrina è innamorata di Tom Woods.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Il suo anno. Oggi
As
sono
long as you
volgare.
have money, I'll show you all I have.
Sì, sì, adesso abbiamo preso questo, andiamo a potenziare la nostra pistola, andiamo a modificare il nostro personaggio e si chiude, signori. È stata anche una live bella proficua, eh. Porca troia, ci siamo dati sotto parecchio. Sì. Ah, signori, tra poco avremo anche la prima arma di livello leggendario e... sono soddisfatto. Ok. Modifichiamoci. Che è letteralmente il termine corretto. Cazzo. Non sono pronto, aiuto. Allora, aspetta, c'è tutte quelle che costa 300 se dobbiamo farlo. Il morso. Vabbè, allora, fino a tutto quello che costa 600. Appena costa più di 600 non lo facciamo. Perché ci servono principalmente adesso le skill. Passive soprattutto. La prossima cosa è... In che senso? Sì, è quello che pensi tu, Chiara. Assolutamente. In più abbiamo una suprema. Ne prenderemo, mi sa, due, sì. Prenderemo due supreme. Ok. Prenderemo anche gli artigli. Costano 1000. Ok. Perfetto. Ora. Questo mi costa 1000. Questo mi costa 1000. Questo mi costa 600. Questo mi costa 1000. 1000. 600. Altri due mi costano 600. Ok. 2580. Potenzieremo, mi sa, la lancia. Oppure, se effettivamente possiamo, miglioriamo la super. Vediamo un po'. Differenza. Ci viene che costa di meno. Alla fine è questo qui quello che ci interessa. Cazzo, non so cosa modificare, amici, c'è un problema. Ma miglioriamo l'autofagia. Però 1300 non possiamo potenziare altre cose. No, aspetta. Facciamo una cosa, non c'è di sangue e basta. 580, diciamo che possiamo portare più proiettili. Basta. Ok, confermo. Il saldo dolorato è morto. Adesso abbiamo un attimo un po' di cosette. Quindi cosa succede? In pratica nella città avremo più persone ammalate. Ed è questa qui una conseguenza. Infatti adesso ci si è abbassata a critico. Dobbiamo sistemare un po' la situazione. Ok? Tanto comunque abbiamo lì abbiamo questo critico 64% molto alto. Basterà curare queste persone e poi ci pensiamo noi. Qui lo stato di salute è qua al 100% perfetto. E le merci saranno vendute alla perfezione, quindi al punto più economico. A quel punto di domanda, qual è? Lo sono perso? Tanto qui abbiamo la azione è veramente ottima con un 96. Qui ovviamente non siamo ancora stati, quindi niente. Diciamo che la situazione è molto comoda tranne in quest'ultimo punto. Quindi penso che la live possa finire. Di fianco a Sean è un personaggio che non abbiamo ancora conosciuto, perché si incontra in una cosa casuale praticamente, perciò non l'abbiamo ancora conosciuto. O comunque si può anche cercare, si può anche trovare volendo. Abbiamo anche il signor Rodney, che è molto simpatico, quindi penso che la live si può concludere qui, amici. E quello del braille braille del braille, non so pronunciare, vi dico la verità. Quello lì bisogna trovare dei no, comunque non è quello lì. Ho letto senza l'accento, perdonami. Bisogna trovare tutti i pezzi cioè tutti i libri in braille, portarli. Però bisogna trovarli. Però non mi ricordo nemmeno cosa ti danno come ricompensa. Ricordiamoci che come ricompensa qui il signor Dyson ci ha regalato un cazzo di niente. Sto brutto sto infame bastardo. Inutile, possiamo anche aggiungere. E niente. Bene, signori, penso che la live può concludersi adesso e ci ribecchiamo alla prossima. Ciao ciao!